Let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, that's it. That's all I'm going to play. Welcome to another episode of the Man Lucrative Podcast. I am the host, the one, the only. Magneto 7 in the building. That's me. Yo, Clayton said, I'm ready for some fire. Listen, Clayton on TikTok, shouts out to you. I just saw you subscribe, so you're a real one. Hello. Damn. But welcome to another episode, yo. So, this is episode... I've been messing this up, y'all. I've been messing it up bad. But I think this episode 83. So, it's been a long week. It's been a cool weekend, right? Been a very cool weekend. I will say this. We're going to start with some of the smoke. It's a little bit of the smoke I'm going to start with tonight. I'm not making beats on tonight's pod. I'm just letting you know that off the top, Clayton. So if you're waiting for the beats, I'm not making beats tonight. I might play a little bit more music here and there, but we talking. Because this platform, I built this platform with intentions on educating musicians, artists, singers, songwriters on how to get to a bag, how to get to a big bag, like the bag that you get to make it. That's the type of bags I like to talk about. But I will say this is a different season. Shouts out to Dixon. Shouts out to you. You're gonna be on this Thursday's episode, so please go watch the episode. But anyway, what I like to do is I like to get into certain conversations that provoke thought, because I think a lot of the content that people are consuming right now is it's skewed. It's very narrow in the frame of like how people frame certain questions, and even how they frame certain what's the word I'm looking for? How they frame certain conversations, I think is very narrow, right? So this platform, I talk to Republicans, Democrats, LGBTQ plus, all the other letters I might be missing. I talk to the black folk, white folk, Asians. I talk to everybody. Now I will say, in me talking to everybody, sometimes everybody get to smoke. Rome, hey man, gang. Y'all see, I'm like hyped up tonight. So I ain't had no coffee too, by the way. No coffee, no energy drink, no nothing. I just had a few epiphanies, right? This again has been a continuation of the year of epiphany. One epiphany that I had so far was, I think after you start reaching a certain age, you start to understand like what it is, like the exact thing that you're supposed to do in life. What? No coffee. I'm mad hype. But you start to understand exactly what it is you're meant to do in life. You start to understand the exact type of friend group that you need to be a part of. You start to understand just all of how things are set up in the world. You start to really dissect it. And then you start to say, is what I'm doing or is what's going on right now in the economy, in the society of black folk, white folk, Asian, LGBTQ plus, Indian. I got an Indian story this weekend too. So I'm all of my Indian friends that's watching the pod, I'm just gonna let y'all know, y'all getting the smoke today. This day you're gonna get some of the smoke, but I still love you, and Uncle Mag cares for you, but you getting the smoke. Can we get an amen? Amen. Yo. I'm reading some of the comments too. So if y'all on YouTube and y'all hadn't tuned into the live on Tuesday nights, go shoot yourself. Don't shoot yourself. Come over to the live on what am I on? What's this? TikTok and on Facebook. If y'all see me going live on Tuesday nights, you too can be a part of the Mad Lucrative Podcast. So, back to what I was saying. So I see how a lot of conversations are coming up, and we've had I'm gonna say for at least my algorithm has been feeding me some of the relationship conversations, and that black woman ain't being respected. King, don't take that king. And it's like everybody's fighting against each other, and I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. First off, it's just not a healthy way of communicating. It's a very, very toxic way of communication right now, and I feel like social media is just feeding it. It's feeding it, especially when it gets into um, the sex category and what we should be doing. And if he ain't handling his business, go get you this, and if she ain't handling her business, go get you a side piece. Like, I don't condone none of that. So I'm just let y'all know off the rip, that ain't the conversation that we gonna have tonight, right? That's not the conversation we gonna have. We gonna touch a few things, but that's not the conversation we gonna have. But let me go back. So this weekend, if y'all don't know, my wife is an amazing wife. Shouts out to I'm gonna say Big Shamil. What? Big. You gotta put big on the front of somebody's name when you're gonna put respect on the name. Big Shamil, you know. So she had an idea to go to an Indian restaurant. This is where my Indian people might want to tune out, and then you come back in the next 10 minutes or so. But she had an idea to go to an Indian restaurant here in the city, and I was just like, like, First off, the last time, and she said it's not Indian, so y'all, if y'all are Indians on YouTube or on TikTok, please correct me. Please correct me. I think she said it was Ethiopian food, to be exact. But the first time I tried some food that felt like it was Indian food, I remember having to pick stuff up with my hands, right? And I'm okay with picking up stuff with my hands. It's like you eat wings, like you eat a hot dog. Pause. Pause. It's how you eat bagels and anything else. You got to pick it up with your hands and eat it. Cool. But from what I remember eating Indian food, it's like picking up macaroni and cheese with your hands. Picking up macaroni and cheese with your hands, just eating it. Like, I couldn't get over the texture was just, ugh. And this was years ago. This was years ago when I first tried it. So I was like, all right, bro, you're a grown ass man. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. For me, if I try it one time and I kind of didn't like it, I might try it a second time just to make sure. Food is one of the only things that I'm going to try like that too. Just let you catch my drift. But anyway, so I said, all right, where you want to eat? She said, yeah, well, I want to go to this Indian restaurant. So in the back of my brain, this part of my brain right here, in the back of my brain, I was like, Indian restaurant. Okay. You want to eat that, or do you want all us to eat that? Like, yo, like, bruh, like what? So, yeah, we gonna talk about that too. So I'm like, all right, let's go. We going to the Indian restaurant. So we chilling. The girls excited. Every time we go out to eat, we normally don't have no misses. Every time we go out to eat, it'd be popping. It'd be great. It'd be great. So something about my stomach told me that this was about to be a little different. So I said, okay, so we're going to this Indian restaurant. First off, all of my Indian clients that I've had on the construction side of things and on the service side of things, they're a little snappy. They're a little quick. Maybe that's part of the culture. No shade. I'm just letting y'all know how I've observed you guys. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. So we're going to the restaurant. First off, we going in. I'm bumping. We got to walk like this. Got to walk to the side. And it's packed, so they let me know it might be good. Like, it might be popping. So, because anywhere a restaurant is popping and you see a lot of people over there eating, you might be in for a treat. So I said, all right, cool. We going in. I looked at the menu, and the menu had pictures. So keep in mind, I think the majority of everything on the menu was written in Indian language. Everything was written in Indian language. So I was like, all right, what is it? So we're looking. And I walk up. I wrote everything down in my notepad because in the phone. I wrote everything down. So I'm going to order this food, and then we're going to be good. So I started to order the food, and I don't know why I did it. I don't know why, because I kind of deviated away from, well, not really, but I deviated away from my original idea that I wanted to get for my food. So I'm looking. I'm going to see if I can find it. I just wrote numbers down. It was just numbers. I was like, let me get that number 14. Let me get that 35. Let me get that, this, and that. All right, cool. I forgot to add that this is a vegan Indian restaurant. It's a vegan Indian restaurant. So we're going in, we're eating. first off, they bring the food, and I'm looking at my plate, and I'm like, okay, what is this? What is this? So I played it off because I am normally the person. I will be like, oh man, I done messed up. I ain't ordered the right food. But I'm normally not the person to send the food back. I'm gonna just eat it and stomach through the whole meal and just be done with it and just don't order it again the next time around. I don't normally send back food because I feel like when you send back food, especially in foreign environments, they might spit in your food. Just be real. They might spit in your food if you want to send that joint back. So I'd be like, I actually do have a Grammy, but I'm talking to y'all and TikTok, So we're eating, and my head just sweating, son. Like my head's like ridiculously sweating. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and take it. I may have ordered the wrong thing. And so I'm just looking, and I can't eat it no longer. It tastes like trash. It tastes like somebody went to the drain outside in the catch space and dipped a piece of white stuff and put it on top of my plate straight from the curb and put it on my plate for me to eat. And I was like, yeah, I can't eat this. I cannot eat this. But I did not voice it. I did good. Huh? I was not the angry black man that ordered Indian food in the Indian restaurant. I did good. So I'm going around the table. We're looking. Keep in mind, we got a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old. And neither one of them were really eating the food because they were like, it's hot. It's spicy. So I was just like, yours too? So I pick up the fry. And that joint mad hot. So I'm just like, why did they do that to a kid's plate? So then my wife's eating her food. She's like, I like it. It's good. I'm like, of course you would. It's cool. But if y'all want to be some Indian friends, please. Come through. Let me know what type of plate that the American man can eat. And I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it again. So that's how my weekend went. That was the end of my weekend, and it was different, but Indian food. All right. So let me go back to TikTok for a little bit. Let me see. So he said, "Cuz you lying about a Grammy." I'm not lying, yo. All right. So, and we're gonna get to our stuff, but they don't. This is a new person that's never been to a live. So, if you go look right now. And I'm not going to do it because I done did it plenty of times on the podcast. But if you go right now and look up Grammys from 2010, Eminem Recovery. Look up the name. See the name that's on TikTok, Magnedo, Magneto 7. Look that up and then come back to the live and let me know if I'm lying. Do me that favor. And if I'm lying, then I'm lying. But nah, for real, like the Grammy is in the foyer area. I'm shooting a podcast right now, so I can't show you, but you gotta just trust me. But so I have a few things I want to talk about this week. It's been a long week as it relates to different news that I've been noticing. And I want to start with the housing market, and we're gonna kind of go through this a little bit with a fine tooth comb. And this is not you was right. This is not a you was right conversation. This is just I want to make sure everybody's informed. Let's be informed about what's going on. All right, so let's get to it. This is talking about the recession of 2023 that we're currently in, and just listen. We're gonna talk about it.
Realtors are quitting, a signal that the 2023 housing downturn is about to get even worse. With data from the National Association of Realtors showing that the growth rate in realtors has officially gone negative year over year, just like it did in 2007, right before the last big crash. And why are realtors quitting? Well, it's simple. Home prices are now on the decline in America. With the yellow line, the year over year growth in home prices now going into negative territory for the first time in over a decade. And historically, the relationship between home prices and realtor growth is very clear. The realtors follow the trends in the price.
Nominated for Album of the Year, won Best Hip Hop Album of the Year.
And one state where these realtors are really quitting en masse is California, with data from the NAR showing a 3.5% decline in realtors in California year over year, the highest in America. And the reason realtors are quitting in California is because this is where home prices have gone down the most, with data from Redfin showing that prices are down 16% year over year in Oakland, 13% year over year in San Francisco, 10% in Anaheim, 10% in Sacramento, 9% in Oxnard, and 8% in LA. And when you combine those price declines, which are fairly big for just 12 months, with a massive collapse in home sales, the California Association of Realtors says sales in California are at nearly the lowest levels of all time. You get collapsing commissions for realtors. I mean, these figures are...
All right, so Pac. I'm gonna go with Pac every time. Pac. So I got a lot of realtor friends that's in the space of just trying to start figuring out what's new, what's next. And I'm looking at the whole market, right? I'm looking at the market like if this continues to go on for the next 5 years, if it goes on for the next 10 years, for the next 15, I don't think it'll be 15. 15 will be a bit much, but if it goes on for the next 5 years, right? What we gonna do? Because on one hand, we got the realtors that's been like the one-offs. They'll get one here and there, and then they just fall back, and then they'll try to look for the next deal. And then we got some realtors that's just popping. Like they're going to keep getting the deals no matter what. Good market, bad market, high interest rate, low interest rate. They're going to just sell. They're going to sell no matter what. And I feel like a lot of what this guy's talking about is for the realtors. It's kind of like the one-off people, but let's keep going.
Insane. In the Bay Area, the average realtor is earning 49% fewer commissions today compared to a year ago. In Los Angeles, realtors are earning 38% fewer commissions. And in other West Coast markets like Seattle, Phoenix, and Vegas, commissions are down 30 to 40% as well. And I'm going to give you a crazy stat, everyone. Did you know that the average realtor in America only earns $58,000 per year in commissions based on current home prices and home sale activity? That $58,000 is one of the lowest levels for realtor commissions ever adjusted for inflation. Because $58,000 per realtor is well below the long-term average, and it's well below the good times we saw in 2021 during the pandemic when the average realtor was earning $95,000 in inflation-adjusted terms, or in 2003, 2004 when they were earning $100,000 in inflation-adjusted terms. We're going to see probably the part-time ones drop off first, then we're going to see the lowest full-time earners drop off next, and in 3 to 4 years time we could see a 30% reduction in the number of realtors, which would bring the total number of realtors in America down from around 1.5 million closer to this 1 to 1.1 million level long term. Especially
all right, so at the end of the day, I think that it's time to pivot again. I know we talked about this probably 2-3 months ago, but what this is telling me is it's time to get creative. We got to get creative in how we're going to get to some money, because I don't know how people will be able to survive on one-off deals here and there. Now, if your one-off deals is like 30,000-40,000, like as a commission, then great. If that's the case, great. But I know as far as the musicians is kind of doing the real estate on the side, I don't think I would ever say this. I didn't think I would say this none ever. But I do feel like it's time for you to beef up on creating music again. It's time to beef up on being creative in all of with talent, right? I'll say that with talent, because I feel like right now that's one of the only things that can monetize, that you can kind of dictate what your price point is going to be. And it's such a low point of entry. Like, for instance, if you got a MacBook Pro, or if you got an iPad, or you got whatever, you can go ahead and start making some money from doing tracks for people, doing edits for people. I know I'm looking for somebody right now to look. I'm looking for somebody right now to, uh, yo. I love how people do this, yo. It's crazy. So, what happens is this: if you keep going in a deficit for the longest, if you keep going in deficit for the longest, then you'll start to do random stuff like this guy that just made a page. Magneto never won a Grammy. That is fire. I love it. Yo, the youngest be doing some the youngest be doing some dope stuff. Like, if y'all didn't know, I'm King Petty, right? I'm King Petty. So I will do a lot of stuff. I'll do a lot of stuff. But I love it. So yeah, it's time to be creative. It's time to start getting to some other stuff and get to some bags. I think that by the time the government announces that we're in a recession, I think it'll be a little bit late. So on to the next question. On to the next part of the conversation. This was sent to me from one of y'all on TikTok. On Instagram, and I was up in the air for one because I have two daughters, right? Got two daughters, and I was up in the air, and I was like, yo, was what Buddy did justifiable? And I'll let y'all be the judge. I am gonna be taking some questions towards the end. Yes. No, I'm on TikTok and I'm on Facebook right now. So both of y'all getting at the same time. So make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. But this is the next one. This is a disturbing video from over there. I don't even know where over there, but it's somewhere else, overseas. But check it out.
Stay there. Two of them. Look at that.
We're gonna start over. All right, here we go.
But if you see what I'm talking about, you see how they have money inside the house there. Not today, the boy there. Not today, the boy come and take something, and when you finish, the house lock up there. And not today, the boy come there. Huh? Stay there. Two of them. Look at that. Look at that inside the house there. Look at that inside the house there. Look at that. Look at my affair. Not your mother tell don't bring money inside of the house. Don't bring money inside of the house. Don't bring money inside of that 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 house. You see outside. You lock that door up there. You call your mother, don't bring no money inside of that house. Is that what they said? They don't tell you and they lock, and when you finish you there. You know what? Who you fucking calling? Outside, go outside.
All right. So all right. So let me break down what's going on. So it's a dad that comes home from being at work all day, and he sees his daughter in a not even a bathrobe. He sees his daughter in a towel. She's in the towel. Two little boys in the house with her. They chilling, right? She on the phone, acting like Pops ain't saying nothing. And for me, I had different thoughts when it comes to how I wanted to address all of that. I had different thoughts, and I was just like, yo, if I wanted to make sure that I'm first off protecting my family and protecting my daughters, right? I was like, yo, what should I do if it was a situation like this? Lord forbid. If it was a situation like this, I would not be going to, I'm going to turn y'all off on TikTok because it's a little bit distracting. So I'm gonna try not to go through with, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not going to go through with some type of hate, and I'm not beating and all that kind of stuff. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that. But I will say, if you're being disrespectful, if you're being mad disrespectful as it relates to me when I come into the house, if it's okay, all right. I gotta slow it down. If this is the house that I'm paying for this house currently, and I'm paying for the phone that you got in your hand, and you acting like I ain't said nothing. I ain't said not one word. First off, y'all just gonna stand here while I've been. Oh, okay. All right, bet. I'm low key glad that he didn't do anything more than what he was doing. Now I will say, as far as going through trying to put his hands on his daughter, I don't think that was the best thing to do. I would have went for little boys. Like, they would have got an AW that day. I'm sorry, they would have got an AW. And I do get that that's the culture of how they are over there. I get that that's their culture, but I feel like some things are justifiable. Some things are actually justifiable when you got a whole family that you're trying to take care of and you're trying to make sure that things are on the up and up. Yeah, I get it. But yo, I'm just looking like so I want to know what y'all thoughts are. Like, what's y'all thoughts on the whole clip? I know that as far as fellas, like we always gonna go for the militant, especially if you are a dude, right? I'll say that. If you're a dude, you're gonna go for the militant version of whatever you're trying to relay, that message. You're not gonna go for the kind and what they call it now. Without the young boys be calling it simping. Yeah, I'm not going for the simp role because that's not gonna be effective when it comes to how you are running your family, how you're conducting business in your family. So, blessings, peace. Hopefully they figured out how they're going to handle that. I do believe that when you do a whole lot of back and forth and you beating on women and all that kind of stuff, like, I do get that sometimes you do it from and I'm not justifying it. Make sure I'm saying that first. I'm not justifying it. But I will say I get that a lot of people don't know how to pick the different options when it comes to conflict resolution. Picking different options when it comes to conflict resolution is a very difficult thing when you're in the moment, right? So I think if you ask me, I feel like that's what the whole clip was. Like, Pops could not figure out how to resolve conflict without some type of like anger, right? That was the first option. Now, please, y'all, I want to know from a woman's standpoint, from a woman's perspective, what can we do for y'all to get when it comes to raising daughters? What can the men do to raise them, help raise them in the right way, where respect is a given? If respect is a given because everybody shows respect, you get respect, you show respect, then what's the next steps of chastisement or trying to correct something? Like, what's the next step? Because I don't feel like a lot of dudes know. Like, anger is going to be the first option, especially in this type of situation. Like, Buddy was going in. So, on to the next one. On to the tucking tees in the summertime. Yo. So, all right. So I posted earlier, and I was gonna bring it to the pod because I feel like the fellas don't know how to conduct themselves amongst the yams, right? So I was in the gym a little bit earlier with a friend of mine and my homeboy, and he was like, "Yo, son, like." That's my New York accent. Yo, son, like, I don't understand, like, why these shorties gotta tuck their joints in the back, yo, like, it's throwing me off, B. So I was like, I never thought about it until today. So I posted, I was like, why do y'all tuck y'all shirts in the back of y'all pants when y'all work out? Because I feel like, I get it. I get where he's coming from. And let me read off some of the responses, because the ladies actually came with some good responses. And I was like, I feel like if the fellas knew where y'all came from with it, I feel like it would be justifiable, right? I feel like it'd be justifiable. So the first response was, let me see, what was the first response? All right. The first response was, now friend, why you looking? All right. All right. All right. I get it. I am married. I'm a full grown married man. But put the second half of that phrase, man. I am a man at the end of the day. So you're gonna naturally look. Just like ladies, y'all know. Y'all know. Y'all know what y'all look at too. It ain't just the chest. So I was just curious on like what was like why y'all do that. So one response, which was good, it was a good response, was I hardly wear shorts to the gym, but there are many more revealing outfits than booty shorts. Maybe my sisters are showing their assets while their tummies are under tummies and back are under construction. So I like that one. I like that response. I feel like it was responsible, right? Shouts out to my sister Q. Another response was why they're doing that blurpees. The only thing I would be able to think is why, so you can keep your shirt from flying up while you're doing jumping jacks or jumping. I like that response too. So I'm gonna put this back on the fellas. Fellas, I think it's time y'all got to control yourself. Y'all got to control yourself. They might not be looking for some of this unwanted attention, right? Right? I get it. They're not looking for that attention, but you got to control yourself because, yo, these are full-grown ladies. Let's show some respect. I got to make sure I put a lot of these. I got to make sure I put a lot of stuff in there. But, a real question. This is a real question. We're going to start wrapping up in a minute. So, what do you know about yourself? This is a question that I wanted to ask myself. I wanted to ask everybody that's on the pod, everybody that's listening on YouTube, Spotify, wherever. What do you know about yourself right now in this current day, present time? What do you know about yourself? Are you a finisher? Is one. Are you a person that's giving? Right? Are you a person that's shaky? Right? I think there's a such thing. I think it's if you notice that you're a shaky personality and you kind of don't really have it together, I would start to ask the question, why don't you have it together? Why can't you build certain plans and ideas and actually develop them into something? Like, start thinking about that. Like, why is it when you have a conversation, and it was a meetup we did probably 2 months ago, something like that, 2 months ago. It's a meetup we did, and the guy was saying that he was like, yo, I don't know why I got your phone number at the event and we never connected. Like, I don't know why we didn't do that. I'm dope, you dope. We could work together. I'm sure you got some dope scores, some dope music. Let's work. He made a mistake and called me because he was looking for another mic. And then I was like, yo, no, I'm not an actor. Like, I said, yo, y'all know too. I said, I'm not the best reader in the world. I'm not him. When it comes to that, I can read regular stuff. But if you want me to read a script and then memorize the script and then put emotion to the script and be the character, become the character, I'm not him. I'm not that. But he was like, yo, I don't know why we didn't link up. And I felt like that was part of my situation too. I don't know that I have personally embraced the fact that it's hard for me to do follow-ups sometimes. Right now in business is different. In business, I'm going to follow up like that. Easy. I'm going to follow up like that. Text messages might be a little bit harder for me to follow up. Regular phone calls, check-in, wellness checks, I'm probably not going to do it unless there's something crazy going on. But I got to fix that. That's something I know. I know that about myself. I have to fix that part of me so I can get on to the next level. Whatever the next level for me is, I know I have to achieve and conquer follow-up. I have to learn how to do that better. Another thing, do you know what your own potential is? if you have no idea what your potential is, I will say this. Look at the last 3 years for you, right? Whatever the last 3 years has been for you, it is a result of something that you're currently doing or not doing, right? I always like to use money as an example. If you know that you're one of the people that like to invest into businesses, and you have a heart for people and you want to see people win, and you've adopted that type of lifestyle, then more than likely you're going to just keep developing and developing. At some point, you'll be able to fund cities, and you'll be able to fund churches and groups or whatever. Whoever needs your services, you'll be able to fund that because you're starting in that space now. But if you are the selfish person, I don't feel like you're going to be more generous after you get to some bags. You're just going to be more selfish. You're going to be more stingy. So I think we have to look at what potential do we have in ourselves. Do we have the potential to do something great, or do we have the potential to commit self-sabotaging? And like, what's the potential? Do you know your own potential? Right? And then the last thing I want to say, how are you with opportunities? I love this one, right? I love this one because I feel like this one hits home for so many people. I feel like opportunities come in different ways, right? For example, it's been a few of my customers that I've come across during the daytime. And when I wake up in the morning, I really strive to put myself into a good situation mentally. I try. Lord knows I be trying. I try. And the first thing I can automatically think is, well, you woke up, so it's another day to start over, to do something right, and to fix or resolve whatever the issue might have been the day before or a few months before or whatever. If it's a collection of things that you got to get right, yo, I'm one of those people. Get up in the morning, I'm like, all right, thank God I'm here. Let's get it. Let's get on with it. And I try not to project my insecurities or my anger or my disappointments on the people that I come across, whether that's my friends, my clients, customers, co-workers. I try not to put off any of the negative energy, and I'm gonna come in snapping. We going. We having fun, we smile or whatever. But when I had that silent moment, when I had that downtime, and I'm in the car and I'm like, on the truck, I'm like, okay, what are you doing? Where are you currently right now? Like, how many people had that? We had that conversation with ourselves in the car. And I know a lot of people say, and I've been one of the ones, listen to something motivational. Listen to something that's going to feed your spirit, man. You right? I've been one of them people. But I do believe that there's a art and not art. I believe that there's a gift in silence. I really do. I think, especially in this season, for I'm gonna say the last 8 months or so, it has been a gift and discovery in silence. Just riding in silence, being by yourself, listening to your own thoughts, start to dissect the thoughts, try to process them, and figure out where to place them. I think that's been necessary. For one, I got people that work for me, right? Got people that work for us for both companies. We try to plan to be innovative. We try to do fun things, but we also try to just keep creating content. Creating content like this, when you do a 4-hour pod every week, you do an hour pod every week with or without interviews, it can be taxing. I'm gonna tell you this. It's like going to a class. It's all right. It's like going to a class and you say, all right, I'm gonna do a lesson study and I'm gonna come up with this plan and I'm gonna show it every week. I got something new. I got a new idea, a new discovery, and I'm gonna put it on the pod and put it out, and you get 100 views. And you be like, oh, wait, what happened? Like, why is it 100 this week? And then the following week, you go and you say something that just connects with people, right? And that connection to people might be on a relationship vibe or manhood vibe or black men love black women and all of this and togetherness. You get in that space, 1,200 views, 100 likes, right? I feel like we can't look at numbers, right? I don't feel like numbers really, especially in the beginning stages, right? Now I will say this, numbers do matter. Numbers definitely matters because without, I think it was 1,000 subscribers and 10,000 hours watched, I couldn't monetize. Once I passed that, I'm monetizing now with some different numbers, right? So numbers do matter. But I feel like when you're in the middle of doing the work, when you just get in the middle of doing the work and being adamant about doing the work and being very strong-willed and strong-minded while you're doing the work, the numbers come second. It's secondary, right? So I just want to say, I want to challenge people, look for all the opportunities in all the spaces. I'm going to go back to why I said that. So every time I've been, I guess, up and I'm out in the daytime, I come across a customer, I come across a client, I'm doing a coaching call or whatever. I'm giving people positive energy. And while I'm in the middle of it, there presents a little small opportunity for me to connect and get something back from me. And I feel like all of the strong friends, all the strong friends know what I'm talking about. But when you are the strong friend, nobody really looks to give back into your space. They don't look to give you anything. They look to get as much as they can get because you're the strong friend. You can deplete yourself and be the strong friend, and then at some point you get back into listening to some motivational videos and go to church a few times, and then you're back in the business, right? But I will challenge all of my strong friends, look for the opportunities in all of the random spaces that we might have, right? If you're encouraging somebody, whether it's with weight, if we're in the studio and I'm like, yo, you can sing that. I know you can sing that. Do it again. No, I might not say it nice. I'm pretty cool. But do it again, sing it again. Try to approach it a little bit different. If you do it like that, I'm sure it's going to sound right. After 20 takes, we finally get the right one. And I'm like, yo, you did it. I knew you could do it. While you're in the middle of motivating and helping people, look for the opportunity to get the motivation back, right? Sometimes you will have to just motivate yourself. That's how it works. But sometimes the person can be saying something to encourage you, and they're taking their opportunity to encourage you, and we shoo it off because we're used to being the strong friend. Again, I wanted to end on this point because I feel like this is important. It's very important. For one, a friend of mine called me about 2 weeks ago and told me that another friend that we know self-transitioned. I'll say it like that. He self-transitioned and he left his wife and I think 2 daughters. I think his wife and 2 daughters. He left them behind because why? Nobody knew. Nobody knew why he self-transitioned. So when my friend that's still here, that I love dearly, I was like, yo, do you know if it was any issues financially? Like, did you ever hear anything about him trying to figure out how to do this, how to do that? He was like, yeah, but I didn't feel like it was a big deal because, again, the strong friend element. Every time I would ask him about this, he was just positive about it and this and that. And then all of a sudden, just like Twitch, the dude that danced on Ellen, just like everything was cool. He was smiling in picture videos. He was dancing, doing all of this and this and that. And we were good. So I don't know what happened. I'm telling you what happened right now. I feel like fellas, and I don't know what the statistic came. It was some girl that posted, more wives are dying at the hand of their husbands. I'm like, okay, show me stats. I gotta see stats because I'm not gonna just go with something because you said it. But anyway, I said, yo, fellas don't know how to process where they are currently. Whether you are in this space like me where you're starting to you're about to leave your 30s. I'm a few months from being out of the 30s, right? And you start to process time differently. You start to look at, okay, if I spent this much time over here doing this, was it necessary and how did it benefit me? You start having conversations like, okay, what's life insurance look like? You start having conversations like, okay, for the last 5 years, or like me and my wife, for the last 8 years or so, we didn't do no vacations, 0 vacations. Now, a lot of them years, we couldn't afford it. But some of them years, we could have just planned to do something and went and did it and create some type of memory. And you start to think about things. A little bit older you get. And I feel like right now, a lot of fellas are in that weird space where they're trying to figure out what's next. So I want to be one of the first. I'm encouraging all of y'all, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. I want to encourage all y'all. Yo, it's not the end just yet, right? If that lady ain't came to sing, you know the lady I'm talking about. Lady I'm talking about is the fat lady. If the fat lady ain't came to sing just yet, don't stop. Don't write yourself off. I feel like we have enough people and we have enough things in society that just pull at us to try to break us, right? Let me be the first to say, don't stop. If you start doing something, don't stop. If you started a podcast, right? And I was an advocate of everybody having a podcast. I don't know that I'm there now. Like, it might be a little bit too many of these folk in the street. Matter of fact, while I'm on that path, what happened to all of our motivational money podcast people that was hot during the pandemic? What happened to all y'all? Like, I've been like, and I'm not saying that picking fun. I'm just saying it's easy to do something when the market is inflated. It's easy to do something when everybody got the STEMI money and they got the PPP and the loan, whatever they got, right? It's easy to be a financial guru and tell folk they dealing with some I can't say that because y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's easy to tell people that your program works and what I do is good when you can charge somebody $1,200, $2,000 for your workshop and class and not guarantee them that $2,000, $3,000 back. It's easy to say that when it's not a recession. But when it's a recession, now it's time for the champions and the Vikings and the Titans and for everybody to get in and go to work. Because I believe that a lot of what we're seeing, especially with crime, with relationships, a lot of what we're seeing is a result of people being in deficit. And I think I had that conversation a while ago. A lot of people are in deficit. And I feel like until we can really attack the root of what's going on, it's going to be more of it. It's just going to be more of it because I don't think people know how to process it. Like, case in point, I don't know. I got to get another microphone stand too, so don't get on me. Please don't get on me. But I don't know that all of my people that were born in the 90s that's listening to the podcast, I don't know that they've actually been through, well, I know they haven't been through a recession as an adult, right? For me, this will be the second recession I'm going through. So I kind of know how to spot certain things and how to start pivoting, right? I think the first time the recession came, I took too long to pivot and I fought the curve, right? Right now, the curve is AI and technology and stocks and who to look for, real estate. That's what's hot now, right? And I feel like the people that learn how to get into that space and they know how to use it to their advantage, they're going to win for the next 5 to 10 years. Just like all the people that got in when Google and the internet started popping, and they said, oh well, look, instead of doing this phone with the buttons, we're gonna have phone that got the buttons on the one screen. It's a flat screen. It's called the iPhone. And if y'all learn how to use this, you're gonna make some money. I was one of the people that said, that's stupid. I'm gonna get a phone without buttons. You're gonna do it. Look, I was going on a crusade too. You gonna get a phone without the buttons? I don't want no phone without the buttons. You want a phone? I got this BlackBerry. Yo, everybody that's in the chat on YouTube, yo, how many of y'all had the BlackBerry? Everybody had the BlackBerry. They had the what was it? The Sidekick. The Cricket was for the hood folk. And I was just like, I don't see how that's gonna change the business, as people are saying it, like that's gonna change the industry. Guess what? That joint changed. That joint changed quick. And all of us was scrambling like, okay, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? Like, you gonna make some music? I don't know how to make it. We could try to put a few beats out. I literally saw the price of beats go from $20,000 all the way down to $1,000. And then the $1,000 beats came with contingencies. I saw it. I've lived through it, so I know what to look for. Right? So that's what I want to ask everybody. Like, yo, are you prepared for what's next? What's next is going to look a lot different than what it's looked like in the last 20 years, last 30 years even. It's going to look different. And I don't think that it's time for us to play the pity party and, you know, if they didn't do that, then I wouldn't be in the upside down position that I'm in now. And I'm not that person, right? I do want to be treated as a human, yes, but I'm not the person that's gonna build up an excuse. I'm gonna be the person to be like, yo, what's the plan? What we gonna do? What we gonna do? What we gonna do? If you don't know what we're gonna do, all right, let me figure it out. We got the whiteboard right here. We're gonna start writing down some stuff, and we're gonna start trying to figure out what's the next plan. Because for me, it don't make sense to just sit and take anything. It's like a bully coming up and they just start wearing you out, start going at your head, and you like, oh, that hurt. You gonna just sit there? No. I'm not gonna just sit there at all. I'm not gonna sit there. It's time to put some plan of action, take some action, and just start getting to it, yo. Like it's sickening what I'm starting to see. And I'm sorry, all of my I'm in this pod. I got a lot going on. But it's a lot of random things, a lot of random stereotypes that's coming up. Case in point, I know all of the people that's, I don't know, y'all might be, I know it's youngins on my TikToks, mad youngins. So y'all probably won't know what I'm talking about. But I noticed in this app, we got an app called the Neighborhood app, right? In the Neighborhood app, you know everything that's going on. You see the Ring doorbell stuff posted. You see people that's posting, folk walking around their house trying to look and see, plotting to see if they can rob and all that stuff. All of it's in the Neighborhood app. Even if they want to give away something random like olives. It's random. They're giving away olives, they're giving away sweet potatoes, eggs. All this is a Neighborhood app, right? So we all talk and all that. And it's a cringing feeling that I get right now when I see one of us. When I see one of us on the Ring doorbell, and it's clear that they trying to scope out the scene and they're trying to figure out, okay, is somebody home? If somebody ain't home, let's go ahead and ring the doorbell. If they are home, then maybe we need to take a little bit of violence to get in the house, and you know what they use to get in the house. And at least for the last 3 weeks, and this happened for us too. Again, I am black. Sometimes I felt a little other. So I've left my truck door open at night a few times. Yo, don't judge me. But I have left my truck door open at night a few times. And I was like, hey, it's a good neighborhood. Ain't nobody gonna go through my stuff. It's cool. Listen, them joints, yo, the hood came through and went through the truck. Yeah. Let me get everything out. But for me, I view it a little bit different. True, I don't want nobody breaking into my stuff and stealing nothing. Especially if you come in a house. Is different. It's going to be fireworks. But they went through the truck. Of course, they ain't found nothing. All I be keeping is like building materials and stuff in my truck. I don't keep nothing in my truck. Money or nothing. Right? Barely carry money. Credit cards. Debit cards. Right? So they went through that truck that night, and I was like, hope they got what they needed. That was my response, because it's like, yo, I get it. When it's a recession and when it's a lot of people just hungry and they need something, they don't even know where they next is coming from. They ain't got no credit. They ain't got no stash saved and savings and checking account and all. They don't have nothing, right? I get it. I'm not justifying the activity, but I get it. So back to the neighborhood app. So I'm looking on the app, and every post that I'm seeing as it relates to theft, stealing cars, breaking into houses, it's us. And I'm just like, yo, somebody got to get online and talk about what's going on, because if not, it's going to keep happening. All of my millionaire friends, everybody that's millions and up and got businesses, please reach out to me, especially if you're in Georgia. If you're in Georgia, please reach out to me. If you got jobs for kids, even if you don't have no jobs, let's figure out something that we could do. Whether it's like an internship or some type of paid something. Like, let's figure out how we can help these kids do something productive. Because it sounds like what's happening is a lot of the young boys are the man of the household. Right? And I know what that's like. I've been there. I get it. A lot of the young boys are the man of the household. So as a man of the household, as an adult man, you already know you're not going to do nothing illegal, but you're going to hustle to get to whatever you got to go. You got to get. You're going to hustle to get it. As a young boy, you don't start thinking about the consequences of certain things. So you're just going to do everything to get what you need. And everything might consist of breaking and entering, stealing, robbing, all this stuff. Right? So all of my $1 million business friends, please reach out to me. Send me a message on the Mad Lucrative Podcast at gmail.com. I'll put it on the bottom. Please, let's figure out something, because I'm tired of seeing it. I even saw a girl. I ain't going to talk about that. That's depressing. So please make sure you like, share, subscribe. I didn't even shout out my sponsor. One sponsor, I would say, make sure you go ahead and get a commercial from us. Jofar Media. Get a commercial from us. We got jingles. We got everything. And I hear that we helping people boost their businesses and they get into some bags. Hello. So I think that's about it. I'm gonna let y'all know, if you were on the feed a little bit earlier, I did kill my live feed on TikTok because I had somebody trying to taunt me while I was on live. So I was like, yo, you're throwing me off. You're throwing off my energy. So I will come back. But y'all gotta listen. Get your boy. Please get your boy, because I don't feel like doing that. This is a positive podcast. All right. So until next week, I'll holler at you. Peace.